I'm Judi SATORI and welcome to this full moon transmission for April 2012. This month, the information from the ELOHIM and the Archangel METATRAN is to do with cosmic time and linear time, a breaking of the codes, a breaking of the time locks. Like me, you probably feel that time is speeding up, that there's never enough time, it seems, to do all that one needs to do in the day. And you're right, says Spirit. Time is indeed speeding up. And the information this month from the ELOHIM is to explain why and help us all to understand this process. But first, let us understand a little bit more about linear time and the Gregorian calendar. Well, linear time is a major feature of our cultural worldview. We all know what time is all about. We all have watches and clocks, and now we have cell phones, and we tend to run our lives based on time. On Earth, linear time presupposes that time exists as past, present, and future. And we see this, of course, in our day-to-day reality, as days turn into weeks, and weeks become years. And during this process of what feels like time, our bodies age, children are born and grow to adulthood, and the world out there changes and evolves in all aspects of technology and understanding and human life. It was Isaac Newton 300 years ago who coined the phrase linear time, and who also defined time as an absolute reality, saying that the passage of time is independent of consciousness. Well, it is on a third-dimensional Earth, says Spirit, but in the higher heavenly worlds of light and in the other dimensions of reality, time is a part of consciousness. They say that in these dimensions, the mind itself, which is connected into God-mind or universal consciousness, can create a conjunction with the 9 time zones or 9 vibrations inherent in what is called cosmic time. We'll discuss what cosmic time actually is in a moment, but first let's explore linear time a little bit more. This linear time that creates our lives as past, present, and future. Linear time on Earth divides our lives into days and months and years. Linear time as we know it is artificially separated into minutes, hours, and days. And we all know that 24 hours represents 1 day in linear time, because this is the approximate time it takes for the Earth to rotate once completely in its annual circumnavigation of the Sun. Here on Earth we have a calendar called the Gregorian calendar. It's also called the Western calendar or the Christian calendar, and it is internationally accepted as the way that we measure time. It was introduced by Pope Gregory in 1582, so it's actually quite recent. And before that on the Earth, the Western world had a calendar that they called the Julian calendar or the Julian calendar. It was considered necessary by the Catholic Church in 1582 that this Julian calendar be amended because it measured the year at 365.25 days. And this was actually discovered by scientists to be 11 minutes out. And so these 11 minutes accumulated over the centuries, and it began to move the Christian celebration of Easter further and further away from the Northern Hemisphere spring equinox. And this was considered by the Church to be undesirable. Of course, in many traditions and in many different places on the Earth, there have also been other calendars, and these calendars are still recognized today. They might not be used in day-to-day life, but calendars that the Chinese have, in Islam, these calendars are still recognized and adhered to today. So on the third-dimensional Earth, we have experienced linear time, past, present, and future time. And we have found it to seem to proceed in a straight line, linear fashion. And the reason it seems or appears to proceed in a straight line, linear fashion is because the Earth is revolving each day and also circumnavigating the Sun each year. And we experience in our lifetimes that our bodies age and die, and that life on Earth in this linear time process seems to change and evolve and the outward appearances of our world, our planet, also change and evolve. So this, for millennia, hundreds of thousands of years, has been time as it's been known to be on Earth. But I've also been told by Spirit that the Earth was once a place called THRU, a fifth-dimensional Earth, and that this original fifth-dimensional Earth fell in consciousness and vibration and became enclosed in this third-dimensional envelope of light, which we now understand and live in, exist in. I'm also told that it was never considered by the spiritual hierarchy that the Earth should remain trapped or enclosed in this rather limiting third-dimensional vibration, and that there would come a time when the Earth would ascend once more and become a fifth-dimensional planet and re-enter communication and union with other star nations within this galaxy. That time is almost upon us, and the Earth is preparing for this shift. So let's see now what Spirit have to say about cosmic time. They say that actually all time is really happening in the now, but as the Earth has been for a long time vibrating in this rather slow energy vibration, which we know of as the third dimension, time expresses in a linear fashion, and physical beings on the Earth also express in physical life in this same linear fashion. They tell us, however, that this linear time clock does not exist in the higher worlds of light. They say that in these higher dimensions, time is now. But this now time also expresses through 9 definitions, which are determined by conscious thought for creation. So they say that there are 9 time zones of reality, of life, within this infinite now. They say that in each now moment of cosmic time, there are 9 aspects: past present, past future, present past, present future, future past, future present, and future future. The ELOHIM have explained to me that in the higher worlds of light, this is the other dimensions in these, what's called the 12 dimensions of the lower heavens, so this is dimensions 4 to 12, exist in cosmic time, which is now time. However, they also need to set up some sort of artificial time clock so that they can communicate and interact with each other and live structured lives. So I'm told that they have divided their time scale into 30 parts. There's 30 cosmic hours in a cosmic day, they tell me. And 10 of these cosmic hours creates what's called 1 decan, D-E-C-A-N. So there are 3 decans in a cosmic day. Each decan has 10 parts to it, or 10 cosmic hours. A cosmic hour is rather like an hour in linear time, but it's an hour of cosmic time, which is now time, and includes within it all 9 time zones. What they want to explain to us is that as the Earth moves towards this time of shift, this transition from third-dimensional vibration to fifth-dimensional vibration, new expressions of time will be both felt by us and come to be understood. It is our experience of time currently, which is the effects of time on the body, and what we see around us in our day-to-day life, which is time. We see time passing and the effects of time passing, and this gives us our experience of time. But they say that these new expressions of time will be both felt by us and come to be understood by us as this shift progresses on the Earth. In a way, they say nothing will change, and yet everything will change. And as the Earth's shift in rotational torque, which is the angle of spin of the Earth, will alter, the way that the Sun functions in the Earth's rotational pattern will also alter. The Earth will still, of course, circle the Sun, but its orbit will be different, and this will alter many factors of climate in day and night. it will alter our experience of time. So at the time of Earth's shift, Earth will enter galactic time and be part of this galactic time clock, which is expressed in this artificial time calculation known to the star peoples as decans. This entry into galactic time also signals an entry of the Earth into galactic civilization. It's the coming of age for the Earth and her people as we move into space-time, cosmic time, now time. So in cosmic time, time itself is happening always in now, but in each moment of now time, there are 9 different time zones, and this affects life throughout the galaxy. If you know the core star technique or the Arcturian fourth blessing technique that I have on my website, you'll start to understand, because the Arcturian blessing technique talks about 7 aspects of the core star, or 7 aspects of our soul essence. So these 9 vibrations of cosmic time within now time all reflect a different aspect or a different vibration of the now. And they all merge into an all-inclusive time, cosmic time. Of course, when the Earth shifts to the 5th dimension and cosmic time comes into being, these 9 vibrations of cosmic time won't be experienced separately by us. We'll just feel the same as we do now. But they can be, and they will be activated and influenced by our thoughts. What will be possible after the Earth shifts is that we will be able to sit within now time, the now time of a cosmic hour, and align our minds with one separate vibration of the 9 time zones. This is rather like when we do the Arcturian fourth blessing technique on my website under free activations, and you align with a aspect of the core star or a vibration that's held within the soul's true essence. We use our mind to do this just by intending to, we say the words, I ask to align with the first aspect of the core star. And by saying these words or creating this intention, it just automatically happens. In cosmic time, we could also ask to align with one of the 9 time zones. We might say, I ask to align with past in each now moment, past. Or we might say, I ask to align with future. Spirits say that obviously this concept of cosmic time and the 9 time zones is quite advanced, and they say that they don't expect us to understand it all at this time. But they say what they particularly want us to know is that within this new definition of time, it will be possible to use advanced capacities of creation and manifestation, which will expand mankind's technological, healing, and astrophysical abilities, and will bring in great knowledge in ways that have not yet been expressed or understood on the Earth. Let's look at an example of this concept of operating in cosmic time, creating and manifesting in cosmic time, as time will be after Earth's shift. And when I talk about after Earth's shift, I'm really talking about after December this year, because the shift will happen and then there will be an integration process, an integration period of approximately 5 years after this transition from the 3rd to the 5th dimension actually takes place. So just to recap again what these 9 time zones in cosmic time actually will be. They are past present, past future, present past, present future, future past, future present, future. So the Elohim want to give us this example of how it might be to operate in cosmic time after the shift. It's not going to happen now because the Earth is still vibrating in the 3rd dimension and we haven't yet entered cosmic time. So this is just an example of how it might be for us in the future. So close your eyes for a moment And imagine that this is April 2013, and your physical body and energy beingness is vibrating differently. It's vibrating in sync with the Earth, which is now vibrating faster, vibrating within a fifth dimensional, faster pulsating envelope of light. And say to yourself these words: in this moment of the now, I access and connect to the vibration of past. And from this past vibration, I access and reconnect with all the positive knowledge of the soul. And I bring this positive knowledge of soul into the now, present time. So you're bringing the positive knowledge of soul into the now, into present time. Say these words now. Now, with the focused intention of my mind, which is aligned with the mind of God, I take this positive knowledge of soul into the future of the now, and I manifest this knowledge as wisdom and new creation. So this is an example of working with the mind and working with different time zones of creation and manifestation. When we do this exercise after the shift, what we're doing is bringing the knowledge of our past from our soul into future. We're bridging it by coming into present. So we're anchoring it in present, and then taking it into our future, so that it can actually manifest in each of the three future time zones: future past, future present, and future. Now, this probably sounds really complicated, and it's actually quite complicated to me as well, because at the moment, in our now time on the third dimensional Earth, we have no conception of what this might be or how our experience might be because of this. We just don't know right now. So this is just an example without any real grounded outcome that we can experience. But you could consider these 9 time zones to be a little bit like the 7 levels of the human energy field. And if you work with energy, you will know that the 7th level of the energy field flows through the 6th, the 5th, the 4th, the 3rd, the 2nd, the 1st, through the physical body. So this would really show to us, we would presume that these 9 time zones of consciousness in cosmic now time would also flow through each other, because they are all actually one in one inclusive period of now time. So we can also see that time in the 5th dimension also operates very much as energy operates in our physical bodies. And it operates how the energy vibrations within the core soul aspect of us, the core star, also operate and function. Or you could say it's just like 7 notes on a piano, 7 notes in an octave, transposing into an 8th note from middle C to the C above middle C and beginning another octave. On Earth, we're actually beginning life in another octave of creation, with the Earth shift from the 3rd to the 5th dimension. This is just moving into another higher vibrational evolutionary cycle. Because just like notes on a piano, we're taking one note, say middle C, and we're moving it up into a higher vibration of that note's expression. So we can say, if we look at our physical lives, we're moving our physical lives, and indeed the entire life of the physical Earth, into a higher octave of expression. This is what the Earth's shift from the 3rd to the 5th dimension is actually all about. Moving humanity to a higher octave of expression, a higher octave of life, through an evolutionary upgrade. So there's some energy work that the ELOHIM and the Archangel METATRAN want to do with us today. It's to begin to attune us, our our beingness, our energy field, into this new way of being and becoming. It's working with the pineal gland and the pituitary. This process that you will experience will slow down the aging process that is synced into Earth's gravitational fields, that is synced into this current third-dimensional linear time clock. It will start to move our bodies, our whole sense of being, into cosmic time, even before cosmic time is really happening on Earth. So it's both a preparation and a transition for us to move into this new vibration of energy. Cosmic time and galactic time. This is a good energy activation for you to do every day. It will only take a moment, and what it will do is it will tune and prepare the pineal and the pituitary to upgrade and recalibrate. But because our physical beings from lifetime to lifetime have been trapped, if you like, within this third-dimensional reality for a very long time, it's like kick-starting a motor. You have to repeat it to retrain and actually entrain our bodies to behave differently. So this is why the repetition of this particular energy track is important. You just sit or lie and just really let yourself open to the energy. Put your hands palm up. Be like a sponge. Take a deep breath and relax. So just to recap, this energy track that we just made is to begin to alter our bodies into this cosmic time consciousness, working with the pineal gland and the pituitary and slowing down the aging process that is synced into the Earth's linear time clock. It's recommended by Spirit, by the ELOHIM, that you listen to this once a day moving forward. Maybe put it onto CD or an iPod and just listen first thing in the morning, or sometimes during the day that works for you. But it's the repetition that will do the work and create the changes. And I'm told you will notice incredible changes if you do this consistently, and also if you adhere to the recommended ascension process. This is the information for helping ourselves physically through Earth's ascension process for 2012, which is part of this full moon transmission. You'll find it aligned with this current full moon transmission, and it will be archived together with April's full moon transmission. The other thing that will also help you if you are health challenged, if you have health issues at the moment, is to listen for 21 days and then thereafter, as desired, to the CD Tuning the Physical Instrument, which is all about tuning the organs and the systems of the body back into wholeness and back into balance. And this can be found under online shopping on my website, thesoundoflight.com. So I wish you all a very special day and a wonderful month ahead. Many blessings and much love to you. Go well.
Quel chi si stende a calatia da giorno quella del schiet a cansi a cata testa che discuti a cata ci si goda da quel chi si sia I messi non lo schlacadia e chi si mugo la sa e che anatish se non me lo cuidi e chi taso quel istante che You are loved, you are blessed, and so it is.